And we are into another one. We've got down here in the bottom right-hand corner with the red Zerg players, it's Stalker Man. And up in the top left, it is the man himself who sent in this replay. It's Brutalisk. Committed to the Zerg aesthetic is Brutalisk. It's always wonder. It's like, is this your first account? You must have been playing for a while if you name yourself after StarCraft units, let alone after a unit that is in the campaign. So always fun. But yeah, Brutalisk out here. Don't know much about this player, but we shall see what he does decide to get himself into here. Looks like no pool yet or anything. Yep, just going for a standard old Hatcherino. Whereas Stalker Man is not building anything. He's got his one drone, and there's the pool. So yep, got the 13 pool going down. He just got a little confused there for a second or something. What is this? Wait, why is this pool so late? If he has money for a hatch, wait, bro, if you have money for a hatch, this is a 5k Zerg. He had money for a hatch. He did not put it down. Instead, waits to build his hatch and his pool at the same time. I don't know what's going on here. Whatever. This is strategy that is beyond my feeble Protoss brain. Let me tell you right now, I have no idea what's happening over on that side of the map. But Brutalisk over here just going with a just pretty standard opener, honestly. The classic hatch and gas and pool, and yeah, ZvZ though. I mean, it's always funny, you know. It starts off and you're like, all right, we're cooking, we're going, you know. We're just doing regular Zerg things. We're building drones, you know. Maybe a couple of lings might pop out. Yeah, the defensive lings or the offensive lings. You don't know. Every ling is defense and offense, though, isn't it? Yes. Every bit of army, if it's not on the other side of the part of the map, if your army is not attacking, then it's wasted. It could have been drones. So definitely puts the onus of aggression on this matchup for sure. And then mirror matchups in general, less so TVT, but especially PvP and ZvZ are just, it's so many just reads and trying to get what information you can out, and then just trying to kind of just stay sort of the right tech switch ahead, or in the case of ZvZ, just know when to and when not to build drones. And then of course you just get these absolutely insane ling versus ling micro fights. So yeah, fun matchup. I like ZvZ a lot, and we do got a couple of lings coming in here. Looks like they're gonna get bullied by these drones into a corner, and actually, yeah, does clean both those lings up without losing a drone. So good on Brutalisk there. Ooh, does get that drone finished off there with those second couple of lings. Looks like old Stalker Man's queen is going to be attempting to chase this Overlord all the way out onto the map. I don't think those lings are quite going to be able to take a queen. So I do think that Overlord, no, he does get far enough away, does not want to commit that queen off creep that far. And Brutalisk doing the same, pushing away Stalker Man's queen there, or Overlord rather. Baneling Nest does go down, so, you know, strange opener out of Stalker Man, but generally pretty normal. And then we do have Brutalisk going in for the scout with a few lings, trying to see what's going on, see if there's any spicy tech. Maybe take a nibble off of a little drone here or there, just a little bit. And oh, nice little mineral walk away there for Stalker Man, and a little bit of a flub for Brutalisk as he decides to kind of wander his lings away there for some reason. But yeah, Baneling is still going down, Evo Chamber going down, so yeah, and drone count right now is heavily in favor of Brutalisk. But, you know, Stalker Man did just have a round pop, so definitely gives him some help there. And he's ahead on lair, whereas also Brutalisk has a third base already. So, yeah, Stalker Man definitely a little bit more behind. I think it's partially probably because of his just really wonky start there at the beginning. And he did commit a bit more into army, which he did kind of YOLO onto some drones and got one and not too much else done. So, yeah, good start I'd say here for sure for Brutalisk. Stalker Man though is pumping a few more drones and is starting to get ahead. Though with this third base fully established for Brutalisk, his production is about to ramp up quite a bit. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be a bit of a game of probably protect this third base, see if that's going to be possible. And without any crazy tech scouts or anything, it is sort of like nobody knows exactly what's going on here. Ling speed does finish up for Brutalisk. Is it done already? Yeah, it must be done over here as well for No, but he's already got roaches and stuff too. So yeah, so it looks like yeah, third base is also going down now for Stalker Man, and he's got roaches coming along too. So is going to try and tech out of the Lingbane phase right as some lings are finally made by Brutalisk. Um, but you know, that many lings, Speedy Boys could try and get out there, and it looks like yeah, he's going to try and go third base hunting, see if he can't get a cancel on that, and try and keep that production advantage that he has here. Or he's debating just foreheading into a bunch of roaches in the natural. I mean, because, like, fuck it, you know? You only got one life to live. Sometimes you spend it foreheading into roaches. It does look like he is actually going to get this hatchery here. Does get the cancel, though. So good on Stalker Man and immediately rebuilds. So good bit of production time there lost, but not exactly devastating. We've got some absolutely derped out lings there, just move commanding back and forth. Very fun to watch. And a bunch more lings coming out, despite the fact that Stalker Man has actually already transitioned into roaches. So bit of an awkward position. I would say Brutalisk is behind a tech switch here for sure, and he's still pumping lings. So even though he has that extra production advantage, being so behind on tech is definitely not where Brutalisk wants to be right now. He has the more mobile army, but he's going to need to get a big surround on these roaches if he actually wants to be able to keep them in place and get some good trades there. Does pour them out and gets kind of in between surround. That is a big surround if I've ever seen one. Even gets the two on the side on like a little island there, and wow, that was a good trade for Brutalisk for sure. Picks off all of those roaches, and now, I mean, Stalker Man can't build another drone for the rest of his life until he deals with all these lings. They're going to take out that third base, and they might just be able to run right in. Does go over there. Yeah, splits them off. Very nice. Keeps these queens busy, forces them to keep it honest at the front and just only build units while being able to take out that third for free. Does lose a few lings at that front door there to transfuse. And does look like another third's going to go down, but Brutalisk here with a significant production advantage now. Stalker Man, though, does have more workers, so not a terrible place. I definitely want to see Brutalisk get a few of these drones off of here, either into, off of here and into this base over here. And there is the transfer. Lot of roaches, and Muta, I got caught off guard by that one. Can you imagine how I am on ladder? If I have literal omniscience, and I'm like, wow, he built Brutalisk, as I see them flat by, like, imagine my life on ladder. Yes, it's as bad as you could believe. Muta coming in here, gonna clean up a couple of those Hydras. Just kidding, actually, they're gonna lose a couple of Muta for only one Hydra. Transfuse is a very good ability. They are gonna be able to kind of pester some of these roaches over here, and this is a pack of Muta. But the third base is not necessarily what Muta are best at threatening. I would think that maybe drones might be a slightly better option, but we'll see. I mean, you know, he's a 4.5k player. These Hydras here kind of caught out, but in a way, I mean, you know, Muta are just, they're so fast, so they're so bad at fighting, too. The lings are going to run in, do get inside here, and are going to start trying to go to town on these mineral lines, which does give the Muta an opportunity to try and go make a mess somewhere else, but instead it does look like they are going to go back home. Yeah. And a little bit of damage there. Does actually quite a lot of damage there was done by that run by. That was actually even more devastating than I thought. Brutalisk now has a substantial worker lead. And yeah, I mean, this is a pretty commanding position. He's got, he's had the production lead for a while, which he has definitely leveraged into a lot of drones. Does still need to pull them down a little bit, get them to actually get to work here a bit, but I think they should be on their way over pretty soon. We've got this Hydra swarm, though, coming over here, and Stalker Man just has a lot more army. The Banelings, though, actually quite good against the Hydras, but that is so much army. He is gonna, and he's gonna lose so many Banes into all those roaches. That is painful. The Mutas are actually, the Hydras, once they're split up, do have a more difficult time dealing with the Muta, so that's actually pretty decent work there. And as long as these Muta can mount up to the last few Hydras, these roaches are gonna have to hightail it home, and they're gonna take some losses on the way. Wow, good fight there for Brutalisk. He was behind on supply for sure, but definitely did have a good hit there. So yeah, well done. Good engage there, rather. Oh god, those rapid fire transfuses, so brutal. Doesn't decide to pivot to another angle, and it does instead decide to just kind of run back home, gather up with the Banelings, and see if he can really just kind of end it, I guess, here, which is kind of funny, you know, for Muta. It's not a unit I think of as an end it kind of unit. I feel like it's kind of one of those APM taxers where it's like if you have the free time, you can just A move your blob somewhere and then just run around with Muta, forcing them to deal with it. And if they can't deal with your blob and the Muta, then they're in a lot of trouble. But also, you know, this is ZvZ, which is, again, a matchup I've essentially never played before. So maybe there's some other kind of shenanigans at work here. Ooh, does get the snipe there with that nice clump up and blast from those Brutalisk, which means that base is much less protected than it was, though he is going to get another spore up immediately. So by the time those Muta actually recharge a lot of their health, I think that he's going to be in an awkward spot. Is snipping away the creep bit by bit. And does have his fourth base up and running, does Brutalisk. Just going all in on the Muta. I honestly love it. I mean, Flappy Boys are just the goated Zerg unit. You really, Le Pigeon, I believe as they call them in Korea, just fantastic. Like, just beautiful, beautiful little birds. So seeing them here being pests, though in a way it's like, I really want to see them just absolutely rip the soul out of people, but instead they're kind of being used as like a frontline skirmishers, which is also an interesting way to do it, and they're being built in mass here. Against a player who's already elected to go Hydra, though he's going Roach Hydra, and hasn't completely switched away from the Roaches, so maybe Stalker Man's kind of playing a game of chicken here, assuming that, like, maybe eventually Brutalisk is gonna stop just building Muta, and Brutalisk is just like, no, Muta only. Muta only with my 2 Banelings. And 79 drones, though, so fantastic eco lead here for Brutalisk, and is up in army supply as well, even if it is Brutalisk. Another Ling run by is going to get on in there, though there is a pack of Hydras here ready for him. Pack of Hydra is also going to be able to keep away any Muta that do decide to get frisky over there. Whereas over here, there's actually not as much defense. That Queen could, for example, get snipped off. You might be able to snip off a Queen there, but it does get a little bit tough. And of course, this fourth base isn't actually being protected here either. So if he does get in there with those little flappy pigeons, he might be able to get something done here. Could potentially, yep, it looks like he is probably going to try and snipe that. He can't transfuse a building that is under construction. Does get it rebuilt immediately. Very good out of Stalker Man there. But that's still, that kind of stuff is just so annoying. Though the Mutas go all the way back home after that. I mean, they're regenning units, right? You think every moment that you have a full health Muta, like that's wasted Muta regen, right? Whereas you could be trading that Muta regen for Hydra lives. And Lurker's coming out here. The absolute counter to Muta play, of course, being the Lurker. I mean, I guess it's just like if your opponent wants to just sort of threaten to harass you, but never actually harass you, then just forcing the issue can be a good play for sure. But instead, no, he is going to go for defensive Lurkers here. Just going to make sure that he cannot get Ling run by it again. Brutalisk over here just building 9 more Mutas and 20 Banelings. Just going to try and just commit to the bit, I guess. The roly-polies are going to find something along the side. No, they find a Queen, actually, and then get absolutely eviscerated while getting absolutely nothing done. Very sad life for those roly-polies, but what are you going to do sometimes? Down here, we just have more and more and more and more Flappy Birds. Holy moly. I mean, I'm honestly ecstatic to see it, though I would love to see them just getting out there, you know. Don't keep a bird in a cage. Birds are meant to fly free, and they're meant to just cause absolute aneurysms. I mean, yeah, he's got some defenses here. He does not have defenses for this. Nobody builds defenses for this. You know what I mean? Like, get in there, make some havoc. I do like that he does send his ground army over there to check what's going on with the Lurkers, and they immediately get eviscerated, but that does give a false sense of security, you know, which is very important. Counter snipes out that other Spire being built, and looks like he has a chance to get the spawning pool and the Hydra Den. See, this is the kind of Muta play that I'm always looking for. Beautiful stuff here, and he has so many. He could really even be sniping off a few of these Hydras, but he doesn't really need to. He could just keep going around. This is so many that you really need to have a dedicated army there to stop this. And he can snipe off a couple of those, though he is going to start thinning his Muta numbers a little bit. We got upgrades in production, but yeah, I don't know about the full-blown skirmish there. He could probably win this fight. But yeah, not if he starts falling back into spore range. Does lose another Muta there, but, you know, he can spend a little bit of time regrouping, running around to another angle, take out a couple of other spore crawlers. or just pretend to do so and come right back to the same spot. Still Brutalisk up so much in supply, 50 supply up 20 workers, is able to snipe even more workers as he goes along. Doesn't have an observer to actually take out any of those lurkers there. Lurkers, workers, Urkers, Zergs love Urking. Losing a shitload of mutas for no damage there, very unfortunate. Almost gets the hatch, but doesn't quite commit hard enough to actually finish the job in the face of Transfuse, which does make sense. And now he is just going for a mass Ling army here. I mean, I guess he's assuming maybe he can just keep him starved out, but surely he knows there's lurkers at this point. Which, I mean, maybe you can just overwhelm with Ling, though they do seem a little weak to splash. Just kidding, he's going to run right by the lurkers and just go straight into the main base. This dirty, dirty dog. It's just going to go right on in there. Move command past all the Hydras, but he is going to take out the entire natural. Roaches are going to pour back in, but that's it. No second prong with the Muta, which I don't love to see. You know, you got this kind of this multi-prong army. You know, it's kind of nice to be able to hit with it at multiple prongs at once. You know, especially when your multi-prongs are so big that, you know, he needs his whole army to deal with each one. Wouldn't it be devastating if you just sent him in 2 different places at once? Wouldn't that be so good? Anyway, oh! Cock blocked by a spore crawler there. Does not quite get that hatch down. Or that lurker. But not too devastating. It looks like the mutas might go in there for a little bit of hit and run action. Do 1, nope, 2, there it goes, and that hatch is down. Which is just that much less production. Lurkers are exposed here. Not quite two-shottable by the mutas. Oh, and the mutas get caught out on the map. That is going to be some dead birds right there. Yeah, they take pretty heavy losses on the way out, but Brutalisk doesn't care. Brutalisk is maxed out on Ultras. Yeah, baby, let's fucking go. He is going to be charging right on in here. Oh, you have lurkers? That's cute. I have a Gorillion, fucking big chompy boys. And he is just going to crunch his way right on through there, and that is it. Stalker Man calls it GG. Well played, Brutalisk. Hoo-wee!